Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. If we can just take a second to look at the agenda, this is what you can expect from today's meeting. It is also being recorded, so we will share the recorded link. So don't feel like if you miss anything tonight that you have to be scrambling to write everything down because you will have an opportunity to listen to it and hear it all over again. But these are some of the items we'll be going over today. What you can expect from your challenge. We have Leo from Lean and Tasty here from our meal prep company. We're going to go over some logistics and gym etiquette, mindset, Facebook and accountability, and your new Trainerize app. We're going to spend some time on your meal plan, your cardio, your workouts. We're going to talk about supplement packages, how to win the challenge, and then we're going to close today's meeting with a quick Q&A. And on that note, we do ask that you all keep your video off. It does allow for better quality in streaming and sound quality when we have such a large group. We're approaching 200 viewers at this point. So if you could please keep your videos off. In addition, of course, if everybody is unmuted and trying to talk all at the same time, it becomes very similar to, as Donna Vini from our Miramar location pointed out, very similar to her daughter's kindergarten class. So we do have you muted to avoid that type of chaos. And we just ask that any questions that you may have, please jot them down and we will open this up for Q&A to address those as we go through your orientation today. So let's go ahead and get started. And we want to start with, what can you expect from your challenge? Well, first and foremost, you can expect a crazy transformation. These are just a sample of some of our recent 60-day challenge transformations. Most of you here on this call are veterans. You've experienced this either for yourself or with teammates. So if you really trust in us over these next 8 weeks and trust in the program, believe in what we're sharing with you, trust in your captains, allow us to guide you and lead you on this journey, we will match you effort for effort. And your results will also be a testimony to the work that you put in. So I'm just here to tell you today, and you'll hear Tommy say it throughout today's orientation as well, that you're going to get out of this challenge what you put into it. So if you half-ass it, you're going to get half-ass results. You can't expect to only do half the program. You can't expect to cheat and only do a little bit of cardio when you feel like it and expect to have these amazing results, because these individuals, that's not what they did. You know, they followed their meal plan 100%. They did their cardio, they did their boot camp, they got their rest. So they got their gallon a day in. So in order to get the most out of this challenge, we just ask that you trust us, the people, the process, and the program. And when you do that, these are just an example of some of the things that you can expect from this challenge. It's not just a physical challenge, it's a mental challenge as well. So not only are you transforming your physical appearance during this challenge, but we also all go through some serious mental transformations. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what we all get most excited about, creating these new habits. So please allow us to guide and lead you on this journey, and I promise you, you won't regret it. So next up, I would like to introduce Leo. He is the owner of Lean and Tasty, which is our meal prep company. He is very familiar with our program. His meals are 100% challenged approved. So normally we leave this part of orientation to the end, but I feel like at this point we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to let Leo chat for just a few minutes. You will have questions. Don't worry. Save those questions. If I can't answer them in the Q&A, we have very easy access to Leo. He's in our Facebook groups. We have him on text message, so we'll get those answers for you right away. But what I wanted Leo to come up to do today is just to talk about how to order your food and what to expect when you receive it. So go ahead, Leo, take it away. Hello?
Unmute. Hi,
Oh,
can
you're
you hear
here.
me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. Hi, everybody. My name is Leo. This is, I believe, the sixth challenge we're doing with Hardcore Fitness. We take care of most of the gyms in this area. Been working with Tommy, Jamie for a while now, a couple of years now. I'm a culinary trained chef, been in kitchens for over 18 years, studied nutrition, so I know exactly what the stuff you guys need and what Jamie was talking about of how important it is to follow these diets. Um, let's just make it simple. The way to order, that we have three ways to order. You can do the bulk protein. You just order by pound, and you go by the plan you are assigned, and you do the calculation for the bulk to get you through the week. Of course, we don't use any oil. We don't use everything is fresh, nothing frozen, and all this good stuff. The other way to do it is a la carte. All our meals are portion controlled to fit your plan, basically. So if you are in a no carb day or low carb day, you order that meal with no carb. That automatically will get you double the vegetables on that meal. If you are in the 4 ounces or 6 ounces of protein, you can adjust that as well in every plan. And the last way of ordering is the meal plan. We made it very easy to you, just to a click, one click, and you get 20 meals a week. Of course, we deliver twice a week to because nobody has room in his fridge for 20 what they call it, meals. So we deliver on Thursday and on Sunday. And basically, these meal plans are there are four simple plans: female shredder, female builder, male shredder, male builder, and we'll tweak it within whatever your personal plan is. Like what Jamie said, I'm available. You're gonna see me in and out of the gyms all the time. You can text me, you can message me, you can send me a message on Facebook, on Instagram, email me, and I'll usually respond within the hour. You're gonna have lots of questions, and I'm here to answer them. My staff very friendly as well. Um, I believe that's it for me. I'm sure you guys gonna have a lot of questions. You're gonna have lots of things. Oh, the other thing is, when it comes to meals, if we take, I mean, some people don't eat certain things and don't like certain things. You can always leave me a note. Hey, I don't like Brussels sprouts. I don't like broccoli. But keep in mind, sometimes the stuff doesn't taste good. It's the best for you. uh, I guess you're gonna have some questions. I'll be here to answer. Good luck to all of you guys, and see you around.
Sounds great. Leo, are you still offering the free meal if they order so many
Thank you for
meals?
reminding me.
Yes,
You
of
know,
course.
every order in the note, every a la carte order or plan order, not the bulk, because it doesn't make sense. If you order bulk, I'll give you a free meal. Oh,
Sure.
I can do that as well, if it's possible. You can just leave me a note in the note section. You leave my free meal as chicken kebabs. Sure. And that's what would be added automatically. By the way, all the gyms have posters of the website. It's leantasty.com/hardcore fitness. Do not order from the regular site, and do not put the delivery location to your home, because you're going to be charged delivery fees, and you're not going to get the free meal. So always your delivery location is your gym. You walk in the morning and you will find your meals there with your name on it. You just take it home and enjoy. Anything
Awesome.
else? Okay.
No, I wanted to make sure they were all aware that you give us free gifts too.
Certainly.
So
And
awesome.
before we forget, usually the cut line is 2 days before the delivery day. So, like for Sunday delivery, usually it's Thursday night is the cut line. But because of the challenge, we opened it till tonight, till 12 o'clock tonight. Please, I cannot do any orders tomorrow, because tomorrow 6 o'clock in the morning I'll be in the kitchen cooking your meals.
Oh,
But make sure to order tonight. You will have them at your gym Sunday morning.
okay, great. Thank you so much, Leo. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. You are welcome to hang on, but you don't have to by any means. I'll field questions at the end. I'll make a log of the questions and I'll get them to you and we'll get answers back to our members quickly.
Great. Good luck, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you for joining us.
Sure.
Okay, so next up, we're going to talk a little bit about logistics and gym etiquette. So there are some things that we want to talk about. We know there are so many of you that are new to our gym and joining us for the first time. But even for you OG and veteran challengers, sometimes it's nice just to have that little reminder. So a couple things. Please remember to book your class in advance. The classes are very full at each of our locations. If you don't book your class and you show up and the class is full, you are not allowed to take class. We have a capacity rule that we're working with. We have lots of other things going on. So there's no exception to that rule. Please book your class 48 hours in advance. No sooner than 48 hours. You can't book a week out in advance. It is 2 days out. If you try to book out any further, we will take you out of class. So if you show up the next day and you don't, or 2 days later and you don't have a spot because you were taken out, well, please just know our staff is just following the rules. Okay, so please be mindful of that. No-show cancellation fees. If you book a class and you don't show up or you do not cancel within our approved booking time frame, then you will be charged $5. Again, please be nice to the staff. They are only doing what they are asked to do. Next up, please be on time. Please be on time, especially, well, both classes. It's equally as important. I know we stress fight camp, but it's equally as important to be on time for boot camp. And let me just give you a perspective why. So our trainers go through the motions of demoing each exercise at every class. If you come and they're done demoing and they now are taking time away from other members that were on time, they're trying to get you at a station. Even if you're a veteran and you think that you know all the exercises, it's still extremely disruptive. And so out of respect for our trainers, for our staff, and for your fellow gym mates, if you would please just be on time to each class, it would be very much appreciated. Please make sure you grab your band. I know you all should be familiar with our band system by now. If you are brand new to the gym, you wore that white band for your first few classes, and now you've graduated up to that green band. Everybody else in the challenge, I expect to do spot checks and see a whole lot of blues and purples on the floor. So please make sure you're grabbing your band. Make sure you use your lockers. We are very limited in space. As you know, we have capacity rules. So we're limited on space and can't have personal belongings all over the place. Each location is equipped with lockers. Please make sure that you are putting all your personal belongings in your locker and that they're not on the actual gym floors. Your mask, remember to wear it as you enter, as you exit, and as you're rotating in between stations. Anytime you leave the boot camp area, please have your mask on. If you're going into the locker room to grab a bottle of water, to use the restroom, anytime you're out of your station, please make sure that you're popping that mask back on. Make sure you're bringing your workout towel, you're wiping down your equipment, and you're exiting the gym as soon as class is over. I know a lot of us love to chit chat and hang out, and in different times we love that and we encourage it, but now it's just a gentle reminder that we are still in a pandemic and we still are operating indoors, and so we just need to be very careful and strict about that. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Tommy. He is going to take us through our mindset as we enter the challenge and how to deal with those obstacles that life is inevitably going to throw us. All right, Tommy, you're up.
Well, thanks, Jamie. I'm trying to scroll through this and trying to catch as many people as I can. What's up, Sierra and Eugene? I can't help but laugh at this crazy poor Asians group down here with their set of Trulies, Jamie, Kai. So I wish we were all able to see each other. Obviously, this is our second virtual orientation. And so basically what I'm going to try to do is I always share my story, and it's not that my story is any different than anybody else's or better, but what I learned during my journey was the bigger obstacles I came through and the bigger struggles I've had in life, the better things came out of it. So many of you have heard my story. Many of you have heard the same jokes. I don't have new jokes, and my story didn't change, so it's the same stuff over and over.
At least you're honest about
Basically,
it.
hey, I've been telling the same white fish is not salmon joke for 8 years, and it's still funny. So I'll keep sticking with it. But I share my story. So where my main struggle was is I went to San Diego State. I graduated with a finance degree. I got into real estate back in 2005. I did really well for myself for a few years, and any of those were in that 2008 era. I was a huge product of the disaster there, and so before I knew it, I was laid off of multiple jobs, and I was sleeping on my friends' couches. I got evicted from my apartment. I ended up having to file bankruptcy. Just the whole thing went to crap. And so I remember my parents sending me a book called The Secret, which I'm sure everyone's heard of. And the first thing that's in there, it's like talking about having a positive mindset, waking up with one positive thought. And I think most of us can agree when life's not going good, especially 2020 with COVID, people getting sick with losses of jobs, even just the quarantine the first few months there, it's really hard to wake up and be super positive and motivated every day. And so as we get through this, for me, that was my rock bottom moment, and good things came out of that. And so I share that because all of these things that I'm going to talk about here about your mindset, life will happen, kind of comes into that play. So when we start talking about life will happen, one thing that you guys will notice during this challenge, it's 8 weeks, something's going to happen, right? Like you're going to wake up and get a flat tire, or maybe something happens to your pet, or maybe your spouse eats all your food and you wake up and have no food, and there might be a fight. I saw that. Things will happen. And so it happens for everybody. The difference that's going to make you for this challenge, whether you're going to do very well or you're going to make a bunch of excuses, is life is going to happen. It's so hard right now to wake up in the morning because it's still dark outside. It's cold. It's going to be raining for the next 3 days. And I made this joke earlier today in my El Cajon meeting, but we know what happens when it rains in San Diego. Nobody leaves their house. It just doesn't happen. So what's going to happen when we start the challenge on Monday and it's raining? Most of you guys are going to hit snooze. You're going to stay bundled up and you're going to say, I'll start on Tuesday. It's cold outside and it's raining. So just remember, every time when something happens, life happens, it's up to you to make that decision. You're either going to not hit snooze or you're going to hit snooze and you're going to sleep. So obstacles, your destination, same part of that. Other things that we talk about is better than. And what I mean by better than, what I don't want people to do is at the end of this challenge, after 8 weeks, they come to me. I don't know if we'll have a challenge party, but we used to. When we did, people would come and say, man, Tom, you know what? Don't you think if I would have done all my cardio, I could have won this? You might have. You know what? If you would have done all the cardio, you probably would have looked a little bit better. It's amazing how many people have come to me and said the same thing. So I would want you guys to know at the end of your 8 weeks, you left it all out there. You didn't say, oh, I cheated a couple times, or I did a couple, I missed a handful of cardio sessions. I didn't really work out that much. You guys will feel fulfilled if you get to the end of the 8 weeks and you put 100% effort in. As I go through this list and I see some of you, we got some challenge winners in here. I got some people that have absolutely killed it. I've actually seen a handful of you guys cry at these challenge parties. And there's one right there. I remember holding him and giving him a hug and embracing because he put so much effort into it. So what you guys don't want to do is better than. So if you lost 10 pounds, that's so good. That's so great. But what if you could have lost 20 pounds? I don't want you guys at the end of this saying, well, it's better than not losing anyway, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to go 100%. You guys make this challenge. There is no special diet. There's no special workout. There's no special cardio routine. There is no special supplement. All it is the effort that you guys put into this. The other thing we're going to talk about is the just one. And I use this example for myself because I remember when I first started prepping for shows, everyone around me was hating on me. I used to work at PF Chang's. My friends were not doing stuff like that. They would just say, here, have a cookie. Eat just one cookie. You could have one cookie. A lot of you I could see in here, you guys work in the hospitals. I know they got bad food there. I know they do. You guys always got treats in that break room. So they're going to tell you, you know what, just have one donut. It's just one. So don't let people try to get you with the just one. It's nothing but a pitfall. They're trying to slip you up. The other thing we talk about is the I can'ts. There's so many times in here that people say, I can't wake up that early and do cardio. I can't eat chicken and rice. I can't. It really is possible that you can. There's many a times over the years that I've been in classes with you guys and you guys say, I can't do this exercise. I can't do this squat. I can't do this. And you guys can. So it goes back to the mindset of this for 8 weeks. If you could just dedicate 8 weeks to really pushing yourself, pushing your body, pushing your mind, you're going to end this and you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. And the struggle is for everybody's struggling. For all of you guys that think that we don't love food, we all love food. I joke about this all the time too, but I don't think there's one person in this entire group chat. What do we got? 174. If I could do a raise of hands, I would love to see a raise of hands of who doesn't love food. I bet no one raises their hand because everybody loves food. Everybody loves food. These crazy poor Asian girls down here, they're jumping up and down. They love food. They love Truly too. You guys got to get that black can. So just embrace the struggle. We realize everybody's doing it. I think that's all I got on the mindset and the life part. I can't hit the next slide. Also,
no, go ahead.
Got it. Also, you guys, if you guys have questions on anything, because we're not going to try to have everyone just beep in. If you guys want to use the chat box, ask a question in there, and between Jamie and myself, we'll go back and forth and we'll make sure we're addressing those questions. That way there's not just a bunch of people, answering or asking questions. I'm sure you guys all have the exact same question. All right, next slide.
Before I go to the next slide, I'm up on the next slide, but I wanted to hit where the obstacles. I put that little thing in there because it's something I use last challenge. Every time somebody had an obstacle, and I was like, look, you guys, and this is truth. The end result doesn't change. The destination, where we're going, it never changes. It's just how we get there. So if we're going to Orange County, we could take the 5 freeway, we could take the 15 up to 78. There's very different ways we could get there, but we're going to end up at the same place. So when these things happen in our life and we get sick, you will get sick. You're going to get a cold in this challenge. Everybody gets a cold. Don't worry. Take a couple days where you're eating soup and you're eating crackers. And then when you're feeling better, you're at the gym and you're back on it again. I've seen a challenge winner take 7 days off because he was sick. So don't let that change your course or change your destination. Just jump right back up. Take a different path if you have to. So you may have to change your course, but that destination never changes. So just kind of keep that in your head. Okay, Tommy, I'm up next with our accountability, and I'm going to talk about the
Cool.
Facebook pages and whatnot. So, okay. First, I just wanted to point out a very special group of individuals that we have in our locations. For those of us that are doing teams this challenge, our captains work on a volunteer basis. They volunteer their countless hours. And most of them do the challenge themselves. So they're doing the same exact things you guys are doing, but on top of that, they're answering the same questions you have times 18. So they're leading a team of 18 to 20 people through this journey, and for free, just because they want to give back, pay it forward. So these Facebook pages, I know I've gotten a million messages about how overwhelming the Facebook pages are. I can't agree more. I totally get it. But what I want you to understand is these pages help all of us deliver information to you quickly in a timely fashion. It's a very quick way to hit all of you at one time. We certainly can't individually reach out to everybody. That's just not feasible. So being part of these groups, it's very, very important. It's very important in an effort to help us guide and lead you efficiently. So we just need you to do your part in joining all of them. And then secondly, turning on your notifications. And I know you get blown up all day. You don't have to open them or read them, and you don't even have to do it to your accountability group, but at least at minimum to your team info group where your captain is giving you information daily, have the notification on that page. And I say that just to try to help you guys manage them because I know it's a lot. You have 4 pages that you're asked to be part of. The national Facebook page, which is operated by our corporate office. This is the Facebook page where they will be doing the challenges that we do as a gym. So when they do these gym versus gym challenges, all the details are going to be announced in the national Facebook page. And not only that, but they will ask us to do certain things in that group that we get awarded points for. So the winning gym is going to be awarded on a point-based system for doing certain things that we're asked to do. So it's very important that we're all part of that. We're all in it. They're already talking smack. All the gyms are claiming their stake and putting their hashtags up. And yeah, so it's already a lot of bantering going on in there if you want to have some fun. So you have that page, you have your local gym Facebook page, and then you have your team pages. So it is a lot. And we want to be mindful of that, but also want you to understand the purpose behind it. It's all part of your experience. Although it seems overwhelming now, you're going to get the hang of it. It's going to get much easier. After week 2, it's going to be like second nature. This is all going to be all great habits that you're forming, checking your Facebook pages. What I do want to point out is on your team pages, please participate. It really helps your captain. The more engaged your team is on your Facebook page, it's just proven. The more successful each of your team members are in the challenge, which is crazy, but there is a direct correlation. I'm in every Facebook group in the downtown location as we're introducing information. But at these beginning stages, while I'm in the group, I see already the groups that are already active and engaging, and I can already point out the ones that are going to be killing it every day. And it's because they're already engaged with each other in those groups and participating. So I just encourage you, participate as much as you can. It will make your experience one to remember. You won't regret it. And I know there's a ton of veterans on this call that if we opened it up would chime in with their thoughts as well. So please just understand the purpose behind it and do your part in participating in them and joining them and doing all that fun stuff. So now we go into accountability. The purpose of these groups are really to keep you accountable, especially your team groups, because your captain is watching, your teammates are watching. If you don't show up for a workout, trust me, they're going to be hunting you down. They're going to be looking for your selfies and looking for your workouts at the end of the day. Your weekly weigh-in is huge. So, and that goes back to the accountability piece of the challenge. The accountability is the #1 rated factor of this challenge. When we used to do essays and videos and have people give their testimonies of the challenge, the very first thing they said were their teams and being kept accountable. It wasn't even the results they got physically. Honestly, it's always about the accountability. So we do everything that we can to keep you accountable. So these Facebook team pages are very important. Make sure you're posting your daily workouts and following your captain's instructions. Another part of your accountability is your Trainerize app. So I know, along with a million Facebook pages, we've also asked you to download a bazillion different apps. I get that too. But each one has a purpose. The Trainerize app, if you use it, can be a great tool for you and your captain. So what I want to point out on your Trainerizer app is the calendar feature. So on your main page on the dashboard where you see your progress pictures and whatnot, at the very bottom, there's a little icon that says calendar. When you pull that up, it lists your days, things to do today, what's upcoming. You can scroll to the next day. It's a great tool because every day there's a checkbox for cardio, a checkbox for boot camp. Okay, so every day that you complete that, you check it off and your captain gets notified. So your captain gets a notification that says, hey, Tommy did his cardio already today. Jamie did her boot camp. So it's a great way for your captain to be like, oh, that's awesome. Hey, great job. Again, more accountability through your Trainerizer app. So really get familiar with that calendar function. It also has all your upcoming events. So if you have an in-gym challenge coming up, if you have an out-of-gym event, your reverse diet, if it's time for scans, it sends you reminders a couple of days before. So all those things are on your calendar already. And so that's an awesome tool. We've struggled with finding a way to manage a calendar since we manage the challenge through Facebook. And really the only way to efficiently do that is through events. And that's not really all that great. So having this tool on our Trainerize app now gives you guys a standardized place for your calendar where you see all the upcoming challenge events and can plan accordingly. The other thing about your app are your pictures. Some of you have already come in to take your before pictures, and we take them on your phone using your app. So you always have them. They're in your Trainerizer app, accessible to you at all times. If at any time you want to look back at your progress pictures, they're there at your fingertips. There's no more emailing us going, can I please have my before pictures? Which happened a lot. So we solved for that by now allowing you to keep them in this app. You can take progress pictures every day if you want to. We highly encourage you to take them weekly. Every Monday morning, take those progress pictures. You may not understand why now, but you will when you get to a point where maybe the scale's not moving. Well, the weight's not the only thing we look at. You know, if you pull up your progress pictures and I'm not sure what happened. You pull up your progress pictures and you go from the beginning till, 4 weeks out and you see a difference, it really helps your mental state if you're not seeing that scale move. So take weekly progress pictures. We've had Tommy shares a story of Brandy Adams. She's a trainer at our Miramar location. The challenge that she won, she took a progress picture every single day, and then she made this cool video where it was like time tracked, boop, 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 and you just saw it from start to finish. And she has that forever now. So document your progress. I will tell you, you can only take pictures once a day through your Trainerizer app. So if you take them in the morning, if you go to take them in the evening, it's going to say, do you want to replace your pictures? So you can only have one set of pictures taken through the app per day. Okay. What else? Assessments. If you are doing assessments virtually and you're not coming into the gym to do them, Trainerize has a great feature where on this weekend on your calendar, you just hit assessments with videos. Boom, all the assessments come up. One of our trainers, Kat Alcantara, made videos for each of the assessments. So that way you know that your form is right. So you have complete access to those through the app as well. You may also take your before pictures at home. Please make sure you have the sign. Each location should have provided you with a sign to tape on a wall, either next to you or to hold up discreetly next to you, not blocking any body parts. For your pictures. So if you're taking your pictures at home and you do not have that sign, please reach out to your challenge coordinator as soon as possible. And I believe that's all I have on the Trainerizer app. Do we want to take a quick second before we jump into the meat and potatoes of things, which is going to take a chunk here when Tommy's going to go over the meal plan and the cardio and boot camp. So are there any questions, Tommy, that have come in that you want to address to the group that you think they might benefit from?
I don't know if I'm missing it, but I haven't had any messages, just a couple direct messages that had nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we're good.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to go to the next slide. Tommy, you're up to talk about all the good stuff. Let me get you to the next slide.
Actually, Derek just asked, do we check off orientation and Trainerize?
Not required, but you can if you want to test it out.
Cool. I think you got that. Go ahead, Gabby. If you guys have questions, yeah, just ask them in this chat, and then that way we could stop. So we don't have to interrupt. We'll just stop at the end, and we'll kind of go through these things.
Totally. And Stephanie, do you want to go ahead and put your question up, or do you want to?
Gabby asked, on the Trainerize app, do we do the cardio listed on Trainerize, or
no? Cardio is
count?
Fight Camp absolutely counts. We just put that cardio as a placeholder, so you don't have to pay attention. It's a default that goes in there. Tommy's going to hit on cardio and different cardio options and what we should be focusing on in that area. Elizabeth asked, where do we get the password for the Trainerize app? You should have received an email. So Trainerize sends you an email with instructions on how to set up the app. If you haven't received that yet, just reach out to your challenge coordinator. Liz, that's me, I got you. And we'll resend that email to you. The other thing is, since we're talking about this, I'm gonna just hit on it. The Hardcore Fitness Diet app. When you get the email for the diet app, there are 2 passwords included in the email. Your username is the same for both, for the website and for your app. Username is the same for both. The password, there is a unique one-time password that you use for your app. Once you put it in your app, you don't have to put it in again. There is a second password that was set up on the website. Sometimes it defaults to something, but other times you just have to do reset your password, and they'll send you the reset password for the diet app, if that makes sense. So if you don't know your password to the diet app website, just go to the forgot my password. If you don't remember your password for the diet app, search your emails, and it's in the email that you got with your username. Okay, Tommy, go for it.
Okay, hold on. Now there's a bunch of questions coming in, so I'm trying to catch some of them. I'm actually just direct messaging them because none of them are kind of questions that, and we're gonna start talking about diet stuff right now. So, yeah, I'm trying to see. Can you see these, or are they just coming to me?
I can see the ones that are being sent direct to me.
Heather, it's you're at Convoy, so a lot of you guys signed up today. Like a ton of people signed up today. So if anyone signed up today and hasn't gotten this information, don't worry too much. We'll just reach out to your location because, like Heather, you signed up, I believe, like 4 hours ago. So if they haven't got you in the groups, don't worry about it. Derek, is the diet app, the portion sizes raw or cooked? Okay, so I'll start talking about diet stuff. Because I got a feeling like a lot of these diet questions are coming in. So once we get to the diet part, let me get to my part here. You guys should be able to pull up your plan in there. If you utilize the app, you're able to do some not transfers. I'm trying to think of the word.
Substitutions.
Substitutes, but there's a word for it.
Exchanges.
Exchanges, yeah, the exchanges.
Yeah, exchanges.
You can get to the exchanges. So just a couple of things about the diet stuff I kind of want to hit on before we go over here. I'm going through some of my notes. A big part of this is just so you guys know, there is no special diet plan that we've created. There is no special, new carb that came out since the last challenge. The only way to get in really good shape is to do basic stuff. There's basic healthy foods. I just feel like every challenge people hit us up and go, what's the diet? Like, we're not going to tell you guys out of like 1 year, it's going to be ice cream sandwiches and, potato chips are going to be how you're going to get in shape. So we kind of talk about those things. Another big important thing, if you don't clean your house out of bad food, I know like those of us that have kids, it's a lot harder. I know I've struggled a lot more not eating Cheez-Its now that I have kids. But if you do have the option, if you don't have it in your house, it's a lot easier not to eat. So kind of cleaning out your house of bad foods. Another big important thing that we talk about is eating for purpose, not for pleasure. So I think all of us could agree, I like eating chicken and rice and I like eating fish and rice, but like if I had my choice, I'd for sure go to In-N-Out and get a double and some French fries. So it's really trying to eat for purpose, not for pleasure. As you're eating every meal, you're going to look down at it and you're going to go, oh, like I got to eat eggs and oatmeal again. Many of you are going to hit us up in 48 hours and tell us that you can't have eggs anymore. You're sick of eggs and you're sick of oatmeal. And it's kind of like we don't really know what to tell you. Like there's a few different substitutes, but you just kind of have to follow this plan. So remember, you're eating for purpose, not for pleasure. And a big part of this is what we're trying to do is really teach you guys how to eat after the challenge. So do you have to eat this type of diet for the rest of your life? No. But if you learn how to establish really good meal plans, there's actually there's a few of you in here that I'm looking at that have learned from the challenges and you guys have continued on past to really develop good habits, lifestyle habits. I could think I'm looking, Sierra and Eugene, you guys keep popping up, but like, these are two people that just ate good, but they would go out on the weekends and they would have their drinks and have their normal life food, but they stayed fit. And so that's what we're really trying to teach you guys. Buckle down for 8 weeks and learn how to properly eat. Where we at? Food guide. So meal plan. There's so many questions coming. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this, but meal prep ideas. I would definitely reach out to your challenge groups. I know that's a big thing that people just don't know what to eat. And so we could really help you. Lean on your captains, lean on your trainers. All of us have hundreds of recipes. I made some jokes that really this happens all the time, but we've had people come back to us and say, hey, Tommy, like, how am I supposed to eat this egg, these muscle egg? They're frozen. It's like, you kind of got to thaw them out. Like you can't eat frozen egg whites. We had a guy who was eating oatmeal and said he was sick of it, and we asked him what he was doing. He was eating dry oatmeal. So obviously add water to your oatmeal. I know it says dry, but you measure it out dry. There's another question that someone just popped up in here. Do I weigh out my food cooked or raw? Weigh it out cooked. It's super hard to do your food raw. So my suggestion would be, if you're gonna make chicken, make like 3 or 4 chicken breasts, chop it up, and then you have it in a Tupperware and you just portion it out from there. If you're someone that needs a fresh meal every single meal, you got a lot of cooking to do. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. My wife is like that. She likes a fresh meal every time. And it's like, I don't know. You got to make your own meal. So we switched over there. Where we at? This is the guy. So here up on the screen, so you guys can kind of take a look at this. Just instructions. We kind of basically answer a lot of these questions you guys are asking me over here are right on this sheet. So if you guys have a chance, kind of take a look at that. Jamie's kind of skimming through it. Let's see. Sierra, I eat to live. I don't live to eat. Really, really good. Chris, yep, eat for purpose.
Hey, Tommy, the other thing
yeah.
is I can export all these questions from the chat at the end, and we'll just do a big FAQ of all the questions with the answers, and we'll just post them in each of the groups. So don't stress on going through those. Let's just finish on, and just as we'll probably answer most of them at some point, but once I export them, I'll go through them and field through the ones that we didn't get to.
So Derek asked another good question. He said, in the diet app, I have 3 days worth of meals. So the reason you do that is because we actually follow a carb cycling plan. And so here's another thing I didn't touch on, but what we have in here for you guys works. If you talk to any of the people that are in this challenge, it's just a plan that works. We are not saying this is the only way to eat, but the problem that we've had over the years is someone will start with a carb cycle, and then they switch to keto, and then they'll switch to South Beach, and then they'll switch to a low-fat diet, and they just switch back and forth. And that's how you end up developing these yo-yo habits. So Derek, to answer your question, you have a carb cycling diet. So what it does is you're going to lower fats, higher carbs, and vice versa. Then you're going to lower carbs or have a higher fat day. Protein stays the same. It is the best way to lose weight and also to kind of feel full, because you're going to have those high carb days. It's going to give you more energy for your workouts. You're going to have the low days. You're going to have a little bit lower energy. So our advice to everybody on this Zoom right now is to just follow this plan. There's 100 plans to get in shape, but if you guys start doing your Google searches and your bro science talk and stuff like that, you're gonna fall off the plan. You're gonna end up doing something crazy, and it's just not gonna work. As you see that Jamie's got up here, the condiments that we have approved. There's ways to make food taste good. You've got your seasonings, your herbs, your spices, your syrups, your beverages. I mean, it's all kind of there. For those of you guys, I mean, that have been here for a while, I know some of you guys are in like your 10th challenge. This is probably like our, I don't know, 26th or 27th challenge we've done. So we have a lot of this stuff kind of written out for you guys. Is a glass of fine. Okay.
Tommy, do you want to touch upon the Sweet Beast treats that are in the diet app?
Yeah, I'll touch on those too. How do you measure rice? So also measure rice after it's cooked. I learned the hard way. I had a client years ago that I gave him a cup of rice, and then he was actually cooking it dry. So that ends up being like 4 cups of rice. Luckily he was like 19, so he was fine. Jen's asking about will our diet plans be updated in the app? Jen, all the apps should have the diet plan in there. If not, reach out to whoever's in charge at your location. Anybody also, if you need a copy of your diet, when you log into the app, you could actually print out a PDF of it. So everyone has, I know a lot of people like having a paper version. We're totally cool with that. I've heard a lot of good stories where people just actually put on their refrigerator. That way they can know what meal is what day. It's a little bit easier for them. So any of you guys that are struggling with that, is there a 3-day plan? Sorry, Jamie, I'm gonna try to go through some of this. Someone asked how many people are in the challenge total. That's a really good question. We'll probably get that answer by Monday, maybe Tuesday. Alex asked, is milk not allowed? Ideally, we'd want you to have like almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. You guys could look at go look at different almond milks. There's you can look at oat milk. You have a soy milk on there. There you go, Sierra. Sierra's already got it printed out. We do oatmeal uncooked. Yes, only thing that you do uncooked that you weigh out is oatmeal. It's the only one because it's actually really hard. You can make it bigger or smaller by how much water you ordered in there. Dawn, you can print out the PDF. So I think we're good.
Yeah, I'll go over a few. Yes, you can add Crystal Light or lemons, cucumbers to
Mhm.
your water to give it flavor, no problem. This food guide is going to be posted in each of your challenge groups, so don't worry, you will have a copy of this soon. We were just waiting for some final updates, but this will be posted in your group as well.
Carmen had a question of, does your in-body scan automatically populate in the Trainerize? No,
No.
you're gonna have to enter those stuff, yeah.
Correct. And
So-
there's also a great feature in the Trainerize app. Like you can enter your body fat percentage and the other elements from your scan, but you can also take your measurements where it's not required for this challenge, but it's also another option. You can manually take them. If you hit the measurements box on your app, it gives you instructions on how to do it as well.
Eliza asked if sparkling water is okay. Yes, those are all totally okay. Alex asked, there's 2 different menus in her app. One says shredder and one says weight loss. If I'm correct, that's the same, right?
You're going to go with the shredder. The weight loss should have been removed. You're going to follow the shredder plan.
Shredder. Maria asks, is pre-workout powder okay? Yes, for sure.
We're getting to supplements as soon as we can get
Yeah.
through the meal plan.
We'll stick to meal plans. Are we missing anything on here? Any more questions?
If you need any of your logins, if you are missing a login for Trainerizer or for your app, your diet app, please talk to your challenge coordinator. They can get you your logins for everything. Speak to your challenge coordinator.
Raina asked, is avocado oil spray okay? 100%. All those like sprays are really good to cook with. That way you don't have to use actual oil. So I think Costco's got like the 2 big cans for like $4. I keep getting is a glass of fine okay? I think you're asking if a glass of wine is okay.
And you may have had some.
Yeah, it's been fine 3 times. So you cannot have a glass of fine, but if you need a glass of wine, ideally I'm gonna say no, but I don't think a glass here and there is gonna kill you. I would save it if you got a wedding to go to or something, use it for a special occasion. I wouldn't just have a glass of wine on a Tuesday night, because if you do, you're going to start having it on a Wednesday night and then a Thursday night and then a Friday night, and then you're just going to drink wine all the time. Will you still build muscle if you're fasting for 16 hours? That's a really good question. So on a intermittent fasting plan, you can build muscle, but that is typically designed for weight loss. Intermittent fasting, I'm gonna guess you're a nurse and it works really well for you guys because you don't have to worry about trying to stuff your meals down while you're at work, but it's really not a building muscle plan. It's a weight loss kind of diet. There's a question here, do cheat meals help? And so Jamie, should we talk about the refeed?
Sure.
Yeah, I know
Sure.
sometimes we don't talk about it, but so the question was, do cheat meals work? So we don't say cheat because there's no such thing as cheating. But do refeed meals help eventually if you're following the plan exactly? 100%. So we started implementing this a few years back. We're asking you guys to go 2 weeks, 2 full weeks without cheating, without refeed, without a glass of fine, and with just 2 weeks of dedicating to the plan. Then we incorporate a refeed, and the refeed is going to be based off of your weight. So I think guys get 4 times their weight and girls get 3 times their weight. And we'll talk about that when we get there. But to answer your question, a refeed meal, when you're following the plan exactly, works wonders. It's really, really good. The problem is a refeed doesn't work if you cheat a couple days during the week and you're not doing your cardio and you're not really working out, and then you try to have an In-N-Out burger to give yourself a quote unquote refeed. Sierra,
the other thing this time, the refeeds are not on your meal plans. So if the refeed is a separate plan that is pushed to you at the time that the refeed is appropriate. So that will be pushed to your app at the time it's time for you to have a refeed meal. And your captain will be able to go over the particulars at that time too.
Any other questions just on actual diet stuff? Like, don't get into supplements and training, but just actual diet questions. If I'm trying to bulk, do I have to do the allotted calorie cardio every day? So if you are looking to bulk and put on muscle, my advice would be to, I mean, you could just come to me. One of the things we've seen over the years is everyone wants to be on a gainer plan, but they've already gained an excess amount of weight or fat. And so I think the misconception is everyone just wants to be on a gainer plan because they want more food. I think you need to have a real evaluation from someone to tell you, yes, be on a gainer plan before you just assume that you need to be on a gainer plan. Can we swap out meals the same day? So for example, is chicken on, yes, you could swap out the meals. So you could change out the meals. There was a question about the timing of the meals. There's an actual time in the app and on the plan, but you guys make that work for yourself. Ideally, it's every 2 or 3 hours, but we understand that everyone is busy and you can't make it work. If you're in a meeting, if you work in the hospital, or whatever the case may be, you could space out those meals based off of what works for you. So yep, if Kai said that you should have a gainer plan, then totally cool. He knows the game plan. There's a question, should we stop eating at a certain time? It's really based off your schedule. I mean, if you get off of work at midnight, I don't think that's a bad thing. My advice would be to try to stop eating a few hours before you go to bed. If you eat a meal at 9:30 and you go to bed at 10, that meal is going to do nothing but just kind of be stored and sitting there. You're not going to be able to use it. So ideally, that's why also our meal 6 doesn't have carbs. It's usually like eggs, protein,
Protein
vegetables.
shake.
Yeah, it's something just with protein. Can we use the 2018 diet plan? It's not in the app. If you got a diet plan from 3 years ago, you for sure could use it. If you are a diabetic or the meals made with that in mind, 100%. All of this kind of diet would help a diabetic. You're going to be eating more foods, more balanced foods, more consistently. It should help. My questions all went away. What happened? Open this back up. Let's see here. I think, what's the difference between a carb cycle and eating one meal plan every single day? If you were to just eat a meal plan the same day, you just wouldn't be a carb cycle. You would just be eating a regular strict diet. Should we eat before a workout? Yes. Here's my advice is if you are going to go work out in the morning, you should eat meal before you work out. What happens is everyone comes to the gym at 4 a.m, does a workout on fasted. They do protein, or I'm sorry, like energy drink, or they're doing pre-workout. It's hard to lift heavy and train hard with nothing in your system. So I recommend trying to eat a meal before you work out. If you can't eat a meal before you work out, I would try. You're going to get a lot better results if you work out. How can I exchange 2 different veggies for the green veggie in the app? That question, to be honest with you guys, really veggies, I wouldn't stress too much about it. If you want to add extra veggies, you should be okay. They're very low calories. It's not going to be a big deal if you add extra spinach or broccoli or onions or bell peppers. And yes, try to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Yes, I know, but do you think it's okay? It's okay to eat the same meal every day. Back to that question. My advice is the carb cycling works a lot better. So if you can, I would try to do the carb cycling. You could ask anybody that's in this group that's done it before. They're going to tell you that carb cyclings work for a lot better than sticking to a single plan. If I can't eat before I work out because it makes me want to throw up. Yeah, so that's one of the things it's hard to say because everyone could eat differently and they need to get food in their system earlier, but it's really, really hard to have a really good workout and put 100% in with nothing in your stomach. So if you can eat at least an hour, maybe 2 hours before. I think we're good. Is there more questions on here? I think we're good. All right, so where are we at? Meat and potatoes.
We're on cardio.
Talked about, yeah, we're
Let's talk
on,
about cardio and boot camps and workouts now.
and water too. Make sure you
And
guys
water
drink a
too,
lot of
yes.
water. Yeah, everybody drink a lot of water. I know a gallon might seem like a lot. You guys are like, well, Tommy, I gotta go pee. Like, I don't have to tell you, like, that's just part of the deal. Another huge advantage we'll talk about, I think it's like day 3 or 4, we talk about the importance of water, but a huge part of it is if you guys are having sodium in your system and you're sweating a lot, you need the water to replace that. So, and this, I mean, the salt to replace the sodium that you've lost. Cardio, don't be afraid. Okay, cool. So we're on cardio. We're talking about, oh, you know what? Sorry, I didn't talk about the Sweet Beast. So that just
that's
popped
right.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, so we just made some, you guys are gonna see a lot of the Sweet Beast treats on there. We all 100% agree that we don't want you guys eating all those treats. Some people like them. We're not suggesting them. We don't want you guys eating a bunch of those treats. So we're gonna actually attach a page and a link with a video on how to replace them. It's basically small little meals. So there's gonna be meals with either protein shake and oatmeal. There's gonna be egg whites and avocado and Ezekiel bread. There's little, I think we made 4 or 5 options to switch out those protein treats. So definitely, if you guys don't want to eat all those treats, we could do that. Do you recommend a saltwater electrolyte? Yeah, if you guys, I mean, even sugar, the 0 sugar Gatorades are great. I mean, if you're feeling dehydrated, 100%, or if you want to put those little saltwater electrolytes in your waters, awesome.
I'm gonna just really quickly touch on what you just shared, Tommy, about, I don't know, can you guys see that happening on the screen right now, all those
Yeah.
little yellow marks? I'm not
Yeah.
touching anything, literally, my hands are nowhere near the keyboard and it keeps happening. So it's, if I start hearing things, there's a problem. To sub out those Sweet Beast treats. So we are going to post the video like Tommy said. You can do it right through the app. Once you exchange them all out for whatever little meals that you want, it's going to take you a few steps to do it the first time. So just be patient. But those substitutions will stay on your day 1 and your day 2, your day 3, whatever day you make the substitutions on, they're going to stay there throughout your rotation. So you're only going to have to do it one time. So when you watch the video, don't panic and be like, oh my goodness, we have to do this every time, because you don't. It's just one time and then you're good unless you want to change it out for something else again. I just wanted to put that little disclaimer before you guys watch the video.
So cardio, we're talking about cardio. We've got, there's basically 2 forms of cardio. We've got our HIIT cardio, which would be like a fight camp, running sprints, jump rope, things like that. And then there's our slow, steady state. And so a lot of times you guys ask us what's better, when should we do them? It's different for everybody. I personally I don't like doing HIIT cardio on an empty stomach fasted. I would rather do a slow, steady state, and then later in the day do my sprints or something like that. Do what works best for you. Fight camp is really a HIIT cardio. HIIT cardio is going to be really good in regards to burning fat. We have our cardio. You have it on here. Is it the next one, Jamie? Because this cardio chart is pretty badass. We got this. We made this for our last challenge. Jamie, can you switch it over?
Sorry, I was talking to you, but I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, so it's basically it's literally, I would print this out and just follow this. Those of you guys that have done multiple challenges know exactly how we operate this and how it works, but this just tells you exactly where to go, how to follow it. I don't really want to spend a bunch of time talking about it because I feel like it's so simple. It really explains everything that's on there. Is there questions on cardio? Is walking considered cardio? Yes, walking is considered cardio, but you got to burn. So if you look at our chart here and you got to burn 300 calories, it's pretty hard to burn 300 calories like on a steady walk. I mean, you'd have to be trucking it around probably for 45 minutes to an hour at least to burn 300 calories. Are there cardio virtual workouts? You could follow the live workouts. I don't know. Sometimes they do fight camp workouts in there, and then sometimes they do have conditioning ones. But that just depends on the day. So you can, however, always go back to any of the workouts that are in there. So that could be huge for you guys that just need to get stuff done at home. There's just little routines. Yeah, if you have a lot of hills in your neighborhood and you could walk around, wear obviously a watch or something to track it. But yeah, you could totally do that. Are we doing cardio independently or in the gym or classroom? So it's both. I mean, if you guys want to do fight camp, you could use fight camp as your cardio, but yes, treadmills, running outside, you could swim, you could run sprints up hills. We used to have at Marina back in the day, we'd get there like 5 in the morning and members would be just running sprints up the hill. So if you have a hill by you could totally run those.
Hiking is a great form of cardio. I know a lot of teams get together to do hikes too.
So I heard that HIIT cardio is not good for people that have insulin resistant conditions like PCOS and diabetes cause raises high cortisol levels. To be honest, I don't want to answer that question because I don't know the full answer on that. So I would talk to your doctor to confirm. I don't want to give false information that I don't know about. How
So,
many? Yeah, go ahead.
what about cardio for builders?
So the cardio for builders is 300 calories. And that's it. It doesn't go up and doesn't go down unless things need to change. So a lot of you guys that are on the builder plan, as we get halfway through, you guys are looking to start to get a little bit leaner and you're not getting leaner, then you could talk to your captain or a trainer and we'll increase that for you.
Do you want to talk about fasted, the benefits of fasted cardio?
Yep. So if you guys have ever done fasted cardio versus eating and having cardio, you're going to see a huge difference doing fasted cardio. So fasted cardio is going to be, we're going to wake up in the morning, we're going to drink some BCAAs, and then we're going to get on our cardio machine or whatever, however we're going to do it. You could only burn fat for so long before you start to burn muscle. But the fasted version versus waking up, eating oatmeal and eggs, and then going to do some cardio, you're going to burn the oatmeal as your fuel. So we recommend that you guys do your fasted cardio. You're going to see a huge difference in it. There's a question on here. How many cardios do we need to do this challenge? Last challenge, we did 1 boot camp and 2 cardios. You are going to get to 1 boot camp and 2 cardios as well. If you follow the chart over here, it kind of breaks it down for you.
Some of you won't need to do 2 a day, depending on your goals. So this whole chart is based on your goal. So when you set your goal, if you're on track to reach your goal by doing your 1 cardio a day, you don't ever have to do a second cardio a day. And the idea is, and for you OG, I would assume there's a lot of OG challengers this round. A lot of us back in the day, we were required to do 2 cardios every day, 1 fasted, 1 at night for the entire 8 weeks of the challenge. That we have migrated away from that just based on the results, not maintaining the results. It's what just wasn't a realistic lifestyle for most of us. So when we came off the challenge, we rebounded and gained even more weight, and we didn't come off it properly. We were doing so much cardio. So the entire program was scaled back about 1.5 years ago to remove a second cardio altogether. So we start off with 1 cardio. You will not have to increase to a second cardio unless you have very aggressive goals of like 40 pounds or more, and if it's deemed healthy. So only do what is healthy for you and is deemed healthy by your doctor if you want to do 1,000 calories of cardio a day, which is, what could happen if you're doing 2 cardio sessions a day. So just
Jamie,
be mindful of that.
Are we logging and recording our cardio sessions?
You are on your app. You're going to just click it off, check it off. And the other, and yes, through Trainerize. And if you have a team, of course, you're still using your accountability group to post all your workouts and to log your stats. As far as tracking, Tommy, can you talk about, like, do we do minutes or do we do calories, or how do we, I know that's always a big thing.
Yeah, my advice, and I think that's always worked best for my clients, is just pick a calorie. It's because the reason is like the person that's walking, if I were to just say I need you to do 20 minutes of exercise, even if you have hills in your neighborhood, 20 minutes of walking up and down the street is nothing like 20 minutes of sprints. And so if I tell you 200 calories, I don't care how you get to the 200 calories. You could walk your dog for 2 hours, or you could just run up and down the hill for 10 minutes. So I think if you guys actually pick a calorie goal, also, you got to pick what you want to use. If you want to use a watch, you're going to use a heart rate monitor. If you're going to use a cardio piece of equipment, you stick to whatever you're going to do. Because I know my treadmill does not match my watch. I swear this watch doesn't move anything. It's like doing hour cardio and it says 200 calories. I think it's fraudulent, but either way, pick whatever you're going to do and stick to that. How would I fuel for fasted fight camp, then boot camp after? You know what? You got to bring your meal to the gym and you're going to sit on the ground after class and you're going to shovel your eggs and your oatmeal in your mouth right before workout.
Thank you, Tommy. Amen.
I'm doing 5 miles every morning, Monday through Friday, and boot camp in the evening. I should be okay, right? So if you're a runner,
there you go.
You're not going to like this question or this answer. But if you've been running 5 miles every day for, I don't know, say a year, and you don't love the results that you're getting, I would say try something different. And the reason I say that is most of us do what we love and not what we need. And so I know there's certain exercises over the years that I don't love, but they always give me the best results. I don't love sprints, but they work. Every time I do them, I get in better shape. So am I saying that you can't run 5 miles every day? No, but if you're doing it 5 days a week, could you do that twice a week and then mix in some different cardio? Yes. I know a lot of runners go, well, that's my release. I like to run. It's a runner high. Totally get it. Try to mix it up. Sierra, trust step's the best, not the wrist one. I agreed. Yeah, see, Sierra's laughing. People, I've had a lot of run-ins with runners over the years. They don't like it. They don't like when I have to tell them to try something different. But I actually could think of, there was a lady I spoke to last year. She literally is a runner, and she was so upset that I was telling her not to run. And she was very, very fit, but she wanted muscle. And so I told her, I'm like, you got to think about this. If you're a marathon runner versus like a sprinter in the Olympics, these sprinters just have a ton of muscle mass. And then a marathon runner does not, because they end up burning so much of their muscle from running so much. 5 miles is not a crazy amount. I'm not saying that. But if you switch it up, so this lady switched it up. She did not run for the entire challenge. And at the end of the challenge, she came to me. She's like, that was the best thing that ever happened. Now I run for fun, but I actually changed my body and my physique. And that's what she came here for. I feel nauseous during boot camp when I eat an hour before. So I started fasted cardio. I mean, you said it, not me. She said, suck it up and just do it. Yeah, just like at least try. I used to feel like I got sick when I was eating before I would train, and then my body kind of got used to it. So if you do it a few days in a row and it just doesn't feel good, I mean, I don't want people throwing up in class, so that's not a good thing. But you want to try to adjust your body to it. I only do boot camp in the morning. So would that be considered fasted cardio? I could do cardio on my lunch. You really don't want your boot camp to be fasted cardio. It can be, but like the biggest thing you guys are going to see in changes in your body is actual weight training. If you're newer to the gym, talk to someone that you look at or you see that might look like they've been working out for a little while. They're going to tell you that the boot camp and the weight training is really what changed their body and not the cardio. So I would keep the boot camps going. Matt loved when we threw up. Yeah, some of the trainers do like when you guys throw up. I don't care to see you guys throw up. Also, we haven't talked about the subs yet, but any other questions on cardio? I think I answered it. Did I miss anything? Questions?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just, let me share my screen again. Tommy, actually you're up. We're talking about SUPs, and then we're going to go over how to win, and we'll wrap it up.
So the supplements, I actually made a video. Maybe I'll make a new one and kind of update it. So actually we will do that. We'll make a new updated video, because there's just so many questions about the supplements. My biggest advice for the supplements is if you have not taken supplements in the past, don't feel like you need to take everything at once. Slowly introduce things. We've had so many times in the past where people are just like taking fat burners, CLAs, L-carnitine, protein, pre-workouts, and they get to the gym and they're sick and they're throwing up, and it doesn't work. So I think it's almost easiest. Do you have a slide for Larry made a video too, so we could even just use his and I can save my time.
And so that's exactly what I thought too. We don't need to spend 20 minutes talking about it.
No.
Like Larry made a 15-minute long video, but it's actually really good. And it talks about each of the supplement packages, what every supplement does. So we are going to upload, when we upload the recording of this Zoom meeting, we're going to include his YouTube link. So just take an extra 15 minutes and watch his video if you're interested in learning more about the supplements and the supplement packages. Tommy, what I was hoping you could talk about here is just when people have actual questions, are they required is always a big question.
Yeah.
What the benefit is. Just a little brief overview.
Yeah, supplements are not required at all. We give you guys a bunch of suggestions on here, things that do really work. I can tell you over the years, we've had people do challenges without supplements, and then they'll do another challenge with. They usually feel better with the supplements. Some that I would say are very, very vital are your BCAAs. You know, a lot of us get tired, sore, our body feels broken down. The BCAAs are going to have the branched chain amino acids and the glutamine in it that's really going to help you recover. And I think that's the biggest thing most of us feel is we don't want to be sore for 2 weeks. We want to be able to recover from that. So one of the questions is, would you say EAAs is the same as BCAAs? Very similar. Yeah, you could totally do that. I only like protein. So Liza says, I only like protein powder and BCAAs. I would say those are the two primary supplements that you should be taking. Protein powder just helps a lot because it saves you from having to chew. And so, and it tastes delicious. So most of the people like that. So our rule one, BCAAs, yep. Sierra,
Can
yes,
I take
cool.
a fiber supplement with coffee in the morning?
100%. I think fiber is totally okay in your coffee. So if you guys want to do stuff like that, it helps with the digestion. We actually have a day we talk about digestion because a lot of you guys are going to get constipated on this diet just because you're not used to eating whole foods and whole complete meals like this. So your body might take a little while to adjust. Yeah, I don't know what else about the supplements. Yeah, it's not mandatory though. So don't feel like you have to take any of that stuff. And if you do, slowly introduce it.
Yeah, that is key. Thank you for remembering that. A lot of times, you know, we get super excited and we just want to take everything because we want it to just start working. And then I get texts and calls saying, I threw up, I've been in bed all day, I'm so dizzy, I'm nauseous because I took 2 fat burners and a pre-workout. And yeah, so definitely baby step it.
2 questions on here. One was, can I exchange a meal for a protein shake? What meal would be best? You totally can. I would say use your shakes for when you're on the road. If you're like at work and you need to get a meal in, I always used my shake as like my quick meal. So you could pretty much replace it for anything. Also, you could even throw like a little oatmeal in there if you need carbs. One of the questions was, can I take any type of protein? Ideally, what we want you guys to look for is a whey isolate. I could think of, and I don't even know if they make this anymore, but Muscle Milk was one that I used to love. It tastes really good, but it was like, it had almost as much fat as protein in it and a lot of sugar and carbs. So when you guys are looking for your protein powder, you want the least amount of fats, the least amount of carbs, the most amount of protein. And that's going to digest the fastest in your system as well.
And the least amount of sugars. Like look for that big 0 in those sugars too. Fats, carbs, sugars. The hardcore nutrition, yeah, the hardcore nutrition protein is 0 across the board. And it's really hard with supplements because they're not regulated by the FDA. So you really don't know what's in them or if what they say is in it is really in it. So, which is why we're huge supporters outside of the fact that we have a vested interest. But hardcore nutrition, we know what goes in it and we know that it's clean right from the get-go.
Yeah, you guys will be able to tell like a good protein when you shake it and it just mixes really well. That's when it's going to be a little bit more pure of an isolate. You can have pre-made shakes. Again, kind of look at the back of those. I know like some of the popular ones that we sell are like the Lean Bodies, and they're actually just a lot. It's a big drink. So there's 40 grams of protein and most of us need like 20 to 25. There's a little bit more fats in them, but they're super good. And I think, you know, they're totally okay. I would rather have people have that for a meal than to slip up and hit up Taco Bell or something like that. Is it better?
Be careful with those Lean Bodies because they do have a lot of fat, 6 grams of fat in each one of them. So be careful. And actually that may not even be, it might be 12 grams of fat if it's double the serving size. So just be very careful. If the macros on the back have anything more than what's on your meal plan, then don't drink it.
One of the questions, is it better to take creatine pre or post? It's really good to take it around both, but if you have to pick one, I would do it pre. I think it's better to have the creatine in your system before. Do you think vegan or plant-based protein works as well as whey isolate? 100%. Also look at those. I've been looking at a lot of the plant-based proteins, and some of them are like really bad, and then some are really good. So kind of just start to learn, and like Eliza, but like just turn it over, look at the macro, the nutrients on the back, and kind of see what you got. You can order hardcore protein online. Every gym has it. It's going to be cheaper to order it or just to pick it up in the gym. But yeah, you can order it online. Do you know any dairy-free protein drink options? Almost all protein powders are lactose-free. So I don't know if it's a lactose thing or just dairy-free, but almost all of them are lactose-free. Should be okay.
What about my regular vitamins like fish oil, vitamin D, etc.?
Yep. So some of those things we have them on there as supplements, I just think are very vital to have anyways. Fish oil is just really good for heart health. You should take it all the time. Multivitamins, you should always be taking them. It doesn't matter what kind you take. Just even your regular vitamin D and vitamin C, just as we get older, we need to have these supplements. You can't just get all of it in food, no matter how much you try. So I would suggest trying to keep those in your system, not just during challenge time, but year round. I don't know if you know the answer, but would love to know why whey instead of pea protein, brown rice, and cranberry. Just so pea protein and rice protein and stuff, it's really hard to get solid protein out of that. It's not that it's bad protein, but it's not a complete protein. I believe that it takes a lot more like other ingredients to get the protein level. So I would have to look at the back of like a protein. Actually, if you want to send me a picture of your pea protein or your brown rice protein and we can look at the back of it, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at one for so long. Oh, she has it right there. 5 net carbs, 20 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, 21 vitamins. That's not bad. So honestly, if you have a pea protein or a brown rice protein and it's got 5 carbs, 20 protein, and 3 grams of fat, that's not a bad option if you want to go that route. Sun Warrior protein is the best plant-based protein I've ever tasted. So if anyone's looking for that, Myovites, Sierra, that is a really good multivitamin. Mm-hmm. Is gummy vitamins okay? Yes. I eat gummy vitamins all the time. I eat my kids' vitamins like they're candy, so totally okay. Yeah. Using casein protein. All right, so here's a good question. Using casein protein instead of isolate protein for a meal replacement. First of all, I don't know if anybody's had casein protein. It's a thicker protein. It's almost kind of like what cottage cheese is made out of. It coats your stomach. It takes a long time to digest. It's a really good protein. I would recommend having that maybe like before you go to bed. It's going to take a lot longer to digest. The isolate protein, for the most part, you're going to want to take that around your workouts. So it's going to digest better. So to answer your question, as a meal replacement, maybe the casein protein, especially if you're going to be at work or something, you're not going to be able to have a chance to get a meal in. Carmen loves his gummies too. I know, but we're talking about gummy vitamins, bro, not gummy treats for you.
Is it better to take creatine post or pre-workout?
We answered that one, but I think it doesn't matter. Okay. You should take both. Yeah. Cool. Can you talk about the macros and does the app measure them? Yes. If you guys go in the app, you could actually change how you want to measure the macros. But for example, if you want to take out your egg whites and you want to replace it with chicken, it's going to actually make the accurate adjustment for you. And it's going to tell you 3 ounces of chicken will be equivalent to half a cup of egg whites. So that's where the app comes in handy, is it helps do the math for you. So you're not searching for the answer. Anything else on there?
I don't think so. Do we have any other questions about supplements? We do have supplement packages, and you'll see Larry talk about those in his videos. If you're interested in any of the packages, you just need to talk to your location and we can help get those ready for you. So if there are no other questions, we will go ahead and move on to our last category here, which is ways to win. So as you all are aware, this is a nationwide challenge. So it's got a little bit of a twist to it this time. So just wanted to go over a couple of the categories. So we will still have a male and a female overall winner, 1 male, 1 female overall transformation chosen by each local gym. So each gym has a male and a female winner. We will be recognizing first and second place this time. So each location, first, second place winners. The first place male and first place female then go into the nationwide challenge. And essentially all the winners from every location, they're just placed side by side next to each other. And there's a panel of judges that only looks at the picture. They don't know your name. They don't know what location you're from. They don't know any of your story. They know nothing about you. And they are judging the picture strictly by transformation. There will be one male, one female winner, each awarded $5,000 cash for the nationwide winners. Okay. There is also a gym winner. So it's gym versus gym versus gym. I was told today that they will be announcing different ways for us to earn points. So it's going to be a point-based system. We're going to earn points for doing certain things. Those announcements are going to be made in the nationwide Facebook group. So we want to just be top of those. We want to participate. We want to do whatever we need to do to get our gym points. I don't actually know in front of me what the actual winner gym gets. I know they talked about a big trophy. Like some of you are aware, we used to do that just within the San Diego region. We had that big trophy with the winner engraved on it. It sounds like that's what they're doing as well. I don't know if we'll have two, because what if the male and the female come from different locations? So we don't really have all the answers just yet on how that's going to work. And then there is another category that I forgot to put on here, and that is the 15 quarantine, I believe they're calling it. Everybody who loses 15 pounds or more in this challenge will be placed into a raffle. It'll just be a random draw the raffle ticket for the winner. Now, in order to qualify for that, we're going to use your scans. So if you came into the gym to scan, it has your start weight. Your final scan will have your ending weight. So it'll all be documented that way. And you could submit pictures of your scans to be entered. If you did not come into the gym to scan, then we need to have a picture of you on a scale with something dated between now and Monday with your start weight. There are apps. There are apps that will timestamp pictures for you. Corporate was working on getting us a link to one. If they have that posted, I'll make sure to get that to you guys. But I'm sure if you even Google it, you'll find an app where you can timestamp your picture, and it just puts the date right on it. So if you didn't come in to scan and you want to participate in that category, we do need a scale with something timestamped with the picture before Monday. And those are the 4 categories for winning this year's challenge, this upcoming challenge. And now we will open it up for questions. We've been chatting for 90 minutes now, but I think we've done a really good job answering questions in between. So I can't imagine that there are very many more.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of the times we want you guys to lean on your groups, especially your whole entire challenge. There's no really dumb question. I mean, we've had a lot of dumb questions, and they end up being good questions because everyone has the same, questions in their head. So if you guys go back to your community group, if you're, say you're at Convoy, you can go in there, ask what you think might be a dumb question, so everybody could help answer it. If there's you're sick of eating a meal, ask those questions. Like, don't think that you're doing this on your own. And that's what makes the challenge special, which makes people complete it and do very well, is leaning on other people for help. Even if you're tired, I saw someone post the other day, but they said, I've been lazy and not coming in. Like, someone come take class with me. And they just posted in there, and they had like 5 people said, come take class with me. So really lean on these people for you. I don't really have any questions in here.
Yeah, I'm going through. Yes, we will post the cardio chart as well in your Facebook group. Eric, how do you get the free meal? You just put it in the notes section. When you order on Lean and Tasty, there's a notes. Just put whatever the meal is that you want, indicate it in the notes section. Nikolai, yes, as of now, and assessments. We need, I'm eligible, to make sure I'm eligible, I just need my scan before photo for now. That was a question. Essentially, yeah, you want to get your scans done, your before pictures done, and your assessments done this weekend. So those are the 3 things that we need you to do. Scans, before pictures, assessments. How do we get online workouts if we can't make it to the gym? That's all handled through Hardcore Live. Hardcore Live is our online program. We have 2 live workouts every day. I believe it's 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. I could be off with that. Don't quote me. Somewhere around those times. In addition, there are over probably 500 workouts in there recorded because we were recording 2 a day all through quarantine. So you also have access to an entire video of workouts that you can access anytime. So no excuses. If you can't make it to the gym, we just bring it right into your living room. Are remote people required to do assessments? Yes. Your assessments are inside your Trainerize app under the calendar. There should be assessments with videos so you know exactly how to do each one. Do girls take creatine or is that just for guys?
Girls could take creatine.
Do you want to elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you really, so creatine really what it does is it increases your ATP. And so your ATP is basically like, you know, when you're working out and you're pushing really hard, your muscles start to burn. That's when your ATP runs out. So what creatine really does is it helps build that up. So instead of getting 10 reps, you can get 12 reps, for example. The problem I have with creatine is some people get really good results and some people are non-responders. I've tried it multiple times over the years. I don't ever get a response out of it. It doesn't help me. So if you have taken it and you like it, do it. If you haven't taken it before, try it and see if it works for you. Jamie, one of the questions on here, and just because I don't know the full answer, but what does the winner of each win? Is it just moving to the national wide prize? No, there's local, each gym has its own winners.
Correct. Each local first place winner wins 6 months of membership for free, and second place winner wins 3 months of membership for free. And each location will also grant a certain dollar amount onto your account for account credit, but you'll have to check with your each individual challenge coordinator for that dollar amount.
Like Sierra said, creatine makes her fat as F.
Jamie, we got a question in the chat, but can we do assessments at home or at the gym?
You can do it either or. I believe each location is offering physical assessments this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, but you can also do them at home. The assessments are on the calendar and Trainerize with videos, so you can watch the video, which also explains and demos the form. If we use our scans for our initial weight, do we have to upload it somewhere? If so, how? Nope, not needed. It's all stored in the InBody, and so we don't need any of that information just yet. We'll have you take a screenshot of both scans side by side before and after to show the 15-pound loss. Who picks winner for each gym? It's each gym winners are picked the same way as the national winners. So we have a panel of judges that do not know anything about you. That's how all of our challenges have always been judged, so it just keeps it fair. Most of us owners are intimately involved with our members, so it doesn't make it fair for any of us to pick a winner. Just to keep it unbiased and fair, it's a panel of judges who know nothing about you. How do you have access to live stream? Is it an app? No, the email you received when you signed up for the challenge had a link, and you just have to request to join the live stream group. It is part of your registration. It expires when the challenge ends, but you do have an option to continue your subscription for $14.99 a month. Can you explain again how accountability posts work? How often do we need to make them? Accountability posts will be directed by your captain. So your captain can advise how often they expect you to do your accountability posts in your team pages.
Stephanie just messaged me, said that she got information today that we do have to upload a picture of the scale.
Yeah, I talked to Nicole tonight and she said, that the scans are fine, but she does recommend us giving our challengers the option to also, that's why I said it at when we talked about it, is it's totally optional. If you want to also take it with a picture of it with a date stamped and in your scale, you have that option, but it's not mandatory. We could use the scans for that as well. There is concern, what happens if you scan right now for your before weight? And what happens in March if we, for I don't know, whatever reason, don't have access to the scanner anymore? Then what? well, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know why we wouldn't, but that was the scenario. So if you guys want to be on the safe side and take it with a scale, that a picture of your scale that is time stamped. Sierra did recommend, she said there is a certain scale, I don't know, I need to find the post, that she recommended something that time stamped it. Anyone with a fit track.
For those members who are doing it strictly at home, they will need to take a picture of their scale with the timestamp.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you, and that's, yeah, as mentioned, if you didn't come into the gym to scan and you want to go into the 15 quarantine, you have to have the picture time stamped with your scale.
Another thing too, if you want to win the overall prize, you have to have your pictures be available for us to use and post. If you do not want to share your pictures, you will be disqualified from the overall prize.
Any other questions that we could answer for you this evening? What if happens if one is sick and able to complete pics and scans? Girl, you got to do what you got to do. Then if you do not take your after pictures, you do not qualify for any of the prizes. There's nothing we could do to get around that.
Anything else? You guys got like less than 36 hours to get those drinks out of your system. Get those California burritos. You guys better get after it. I mean, let's out there. Sierra's gonna grab some tequila right now. I knew it. Casadores. Yep, I knew it.
Hey, Sierra, I'll see you in about 90 seconds.
Chocolate, whatever it is, get it out of your system.
Yes, for real. Well, I hope you guys got a lot of information from this tonight. Please don't hesitate to use all the resources available to you. Each location has a ton of veteran challengers. Even if you're not doing teams this time, it's still one big gym, one big challenge. So reach out to the staff, reach out to your trainers, reach out to your captains, Tommy, myself. If we don't know the answer, we're certainly going to get it for you. If there were any answers or any questions you had tonight that we didn't get to, again, I'll export the chat and look for them. But if there's something that comes up, please feel free to post it in your challenge groups, tag your challenge coordinator as well. We're definitely here to help you and make these next 8 weeks as painless as possible for you. Just know that there's a big, huge reward waiting at the end for you. And it's not tequila. Well, I guess it could be, Sarah. All right, so on that note, we'll go ahead and end the Zoom call, and good luck to everybody. Make sure you're doing your assessments, get your pictures done, take care of everything, do your shopping on Sunday, your meal prep. If you're ordering from Lean and Tasty, don't forget, you have until tonight at midnight to get your orders placed.
Awesome, thank you guys.
Alrighty, bye guys, thank you.